You
this.
only
Look
got
at
little
that.
legs.
I do have little legs, man.
If you're 6'5", I must be like 7'5" or something.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Welcome to Podcast Ways, Season 2, Episode 1. I'm Thomas.
I'm Adam.
This is Adam.
That's Thomas.
And that's also true. Welcome. We're going to be kickstarting the second season of the podcast right now. We're going to talk today about the Six Nations, about the Castaway spring season, about the classic that we have, our tournament, about our upcoming tour, as well as captain elections. And then looking forward after that. So
First thing, happy birthday.
Thank you. 25 now. I can finally get a rental car.
Oh my God. If you look down there, there's a little bag.
Really?
Kroger bag. Yeah. Just the Kroger bag that's like under the couch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a present for you.
Oh, I'm going to open it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be rental car keys, isn't it?
It's not going to be rental.
He went to Envision to go get me a car. What is this? Oh, it's my gum shield, finally. Look, I even said it the British way. Gum shield. We have to get a plaque for this. I feel like we have to get something engraved or like a, what are those, like,
Don't do this. What are you doing?
Burn along here. Something like that. I feel like Master Blaster might have something. Open it up. Is this you admitting you were wrong?
No, it's your card.
Thank you. Let's zoom in. Is there something on the other side of it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a Dextron or something back there.
No, just happy birthday.
Fine. I'm going to hang this up in my apartment when I get home.
That took me all of 20 seconds to realize.
I was like, what? I was trying to see if there's something below it. Like, I was like, this is really clever because the inside is like that chrome gold color. And I was like, there's got to be, is there a card in there?
Yeah.
No. All right, cool.
Happy
to have that. Finally, the real winner got it, which makes me happy now.
Yeah.
A fake ceremony you had. But, so the Six Nations.
Yeah.
Ireland won it, only losing to England.
Yeah, and I was there, and it was awful.
Last minute drop goal from Marcus Smith.
Penalty. It's a much easier kick. Marcus Smith!
It just looked like Ireland never quite got going in that game.
Yeah, England had a very good game. That was the best game England played in the Six Nations. They
Played for a while.
Best England played in a long time.
I think the only other game that I think they played at that level at recently would have been the 2019 World Cup, where they played the All Blacks and basically held them back and made them do nothing. Like, there's not often that you get to go against the number one or number two team in the world consecutively or consistently every year. So
yeah, I mean, I think England definitely played well. Ireland didn't play well in that game. Ireland didn't play their game. I was at Twickenham, and it was unbearable with 12 English supporters all next to me giving me shit.
So when you were there, have you been to the Aviva? I can't remember what you said. What is the difference in atmosphere as far as like the crowds going? Because like I've been reading things online that like the Twickenham people don't really cheer, like they're not as loud, whereas the Aviva people are like insane, like it like sound like you can't stop.
I haven't seen Ireland at the Aviva. I've only seen Leinster, but the Twickenham's massive.
Yeah,
Twickenham's huge, so and I assume it's the same for Ireland games. A lot of the tickets don't go to proper fans; they go to like companies and to like like corporate stuff, and so you end up, there's a lot of people there are like, I don't really know about rugby, which is a real shame because obviously then the real fans don't get to go and experience it, which is awful, but it brings a lot of money into the game. So whatever.
It's pretty funny that Wales has to play there because Taylor Swift is playing in the Principality Stadium, and the WRFU was told, you don't make enough money for us to let you play here this game, so we're to let Taylor Swift have the concert in Wales, and they're playing in England instead.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
When was that? When's that?
I don't know. I don't know who they play, but yeah, they were told you're not allowed to use the Principality Stadium because Taylor Swift is performing there and it makes more money.
That's ridiculous.
It's funny is what it is, but I mean, no. But
no.
I thought for Ireland, they did look really good this year. It's kind of proof that their system just works. Like anyone can kind of plug and play. Obviously, without Johnny Sexton there was a little bit of a drop off. I noticed.
Yeah. But
I think Jack Crowley looked really, really good, and when Burns came on, he didn't look bad. He didn't look out of place, but he was amazing in my opinion. But
yeah, and like James Lowe
had a very good
tournament.
People
hate him, people love him. Bundy Aki didn't have a particularly good tournament, but he still made the team of the tournament, I think.
Yeah, he did. There's not really any big like inside centers in the Northern Hemisphere right now.
Is Brex outside center though?
He's
Italy?
outside center,
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
he's also Argentinian.
He's not Italian. Well, half of Italy's team are Italian. But,
that's true.
But yeah, I mean, team like the other thing, Italy
had a great tournament.
Great tournament. They should have beaten France.
Yeah.
They did beat Scotland
and Wales.
Did they beat Wales?
They did beat Wales, yeah.
That's that's the best tournament they've ever had. The most wins.
Pretty much, yeah. I think so.
And yeah, Wales were shocking.
To me, that's just proof that if you can invest in the grassroots rugby, it files its way up, because all those people were all under 20s players that came all the way through the way up, pretty much just about.
Yeah.
Brex is maybe the example of that's the opposite, where he didn't come up that way, and obviously Lewis Lina plays for the Harlequins, and Monty Iwani is from Australia, but you get some people like that. I thought that Scotland just looked
South Africa's B team.
Well, that's true, but they just looked like they didn't.
Springboks.
They just looked like they didn't want to be there. Like they had all this hype built up around the show. Well, no, just the whole tournament. Like they just gave up in the second half, basically every single.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do think that
didn't look good.
Like a lot of the time, there's teams that perform well in the first half and then it dies off, and then there's teams that play better in the second half. Ireland are always a second half team, it seems. France are always a second half team, but yeah, Scotland just, I don't know. They only seemed really to be up for the England game. Yeah. Which was obviously the old enemy.
I mean, I think it's the only game that Duhan scored tries in, pretty much, wasn't it? Just about, which is not good.
But yeah, many thanks, to Seventh Son for hosting the Castaways while we were there we were watching the game. Pity they don't serve Guinness or make a Guinness appropriate drink, but we had a great time watching the game there.
Had a good group of guys that went up there pretty much every single Saturday and Sunday. Had some people that were not part of the Castaways that just saw our ads online and showed up, which was good too, and kind of showed our outreach, which made me feel kind of good that my social media stuff was actually getting to people that weren't just us. So
hey, we have 27 followers.
That's true. That's more than zero. 2,700 or 20. What is it? A 270% increase or something like that, or 2,700% increase from zero. But that was good. But it was kind of a good way to get guys together before the spring season started, and I. Now that the spring season is in full swing now, I could kind of feel that chemistry followed itself through the winter, whereas I feel like in previous winters, a lot of the guys just kind of didn't talk to each other. I feel like this year there was a good group of people that would routinely see each other, hang out, and spend time with each other. Obviously, soccer helped. Still didn't win a game, but we did tie one. Big win on that one.
I scored a goal, so I don't care.
You did score a goal. I didn't score a goal. I think our Golden Boot winner is I think it's Larry. I think Larry won. Did he? I think he got the most goals, but spring's been good. Our coach Hank has just recently taken over, and he's kind of been reworking our game plan a little bit less of the extra stuff and more focus on just the straight drive and just keeping the game simple, getting the basics and the fundamentals right, which has been good. I think it's definitely been a little bit of an adjustment because we've had a lot of people that are very accustomed to like rolls and queens and that kind of stuff that are no longer, they used to call this extra freedom they had, and it's kind of been restricted. Although I think that's been counteracted by the fact that I feel like the backs play has improved so much. When I was watching it on Thursday, there's a lot more interplay. Like I noticed you brought that skill in, but that like carry and that inside pass that Ireland used a lot from the 10 to the 12 back to the 10, that was used a lot. I guess that kind of spoils some of our.
Well, that call is Ireland. That's what it's called.
And that's something I'm excited for because it seems to really make a lot of space. And I think we have a really young group coming through right now, and a lot of newer players. Like when you see our roster this spring, it's going to look totally different than it did in years prior. And we're kind of going to keep building upon that and get some of those new guys some minutes. So,
it's been good. I mean, and then obviously some of the new guys came with us to Nash Bash, which was fun.
You'll have to splice in some of the clips from that.
My face hurts still.
The video of Larry picking his nose is still the highlight for me when you guys were at the pool.
So we had a good social time and we had a good time rugby. We won both games on a Saturday. Dawson was just a freak of nature, just running through people. Blaze scored his Zulu.
The Blaze Fan Club.
That's good to know. I'm surprised. I know Blaze said he never scored a try before, so it's exciting. What was his try like? Was it classy or was it just like a dive over?
He got the ball on about the 22 and slipped the first tackle, was going to give it to Sam, and then just went, and just kept it. And then Sam was literally holding his shoulder all the way through, ready to drive him over. And the two of them just went through.
Nice.
A great try. Sam scored a good try as well. Larry was annoyed because Larry was in for a second one. Sam had to give it to him, but Sam dove over, got it. But got the Master Blasters award for the first try. So
this goes to Bert, right?
Yeah,
Bert had the first try.
So creamy pint coming to Bert.
Podcastaways, here to announce the winner of Master Blasters creamy fucking pint. Big fucking Bert.
Let's fucking go! Yeah!
That.
Love that video, by the way. Master Blasters was great.
What else? I mean, just a great weekend.
$400 worth of chicken.
$471 of chicken. It was.
I'm gonna undo a few things, and then we can just keep going.
Those Nilla wafers on the.
This is pudding, right?
Oh, it's pudding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is dessert. Okay, we'll do dessert afterwards.
Ridiculous.
I hope someone saved the receipt somewhere.
I think Larry must have the receipt.
That'd be so funny.
But 400, he's like, I just kept ordering. We're like, when did you think it was a good time to stop? Like, I don't know. It was an unbelievable match. And then the worst thing was, most of us hadn't really eaten all day because we were at the field, and then we were drinking, and then all this food arrived, so we were just inhaling food, and then we went out and we were like, I'm too full of chicken to drink. So Sam was particularly struggling with fitting any more alcohol in. Superimposed image here. And then we went on a bit of a trip up and down Broadway. Blaze.
The Blaze Fan Club.
Blaze Fan Club. Trying on sexy hats.
Go.
Ollie looking a lot less sexy.
I saw the cowboy hats.
Yeah.
On.
I'll put those pictures on here so people can.
Larry's hat was too small for his head. Set up his head. I know that feeling. So.
It was good fun. We did have a good weekend. The 7.5 hour drive back. The 7.5 hour drive there wasn't great because we didn't arrive till 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Central, so it was 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Eastern, and then again up playing rugby. It was fun, but it's a good weekend of rugby. We'll definitely go back again. It was a good laugh. That's all I can say.
I was bummed I didn't need to go, but it was good to hear all the stories coming back, and obviously we're going to keep that going into Dayton this weekend, who are a team that likes to play up front and through the middle. So it's going to be a lot of defense, and I think that the place that we're going to really target to win is going to be around the corner. I think they've traditionally had a very strong forward pack, and their backs, while also good, have not been quite as defensively sound in those outer channels. I think it's where we scored a lot of our tries last year when you guys played them. I wasn't able to make that game, but
last year was away and it was
cold.
I don't know, 20 degrees Fahrenheit
Snowy.
Or something. It did snow, but it didn't settle. But it was unbearably cold.
I haven't even seen the weather for tomorrow yet. I need to check that at some point.
I think it's okay. I think it's going to be like in the 50s.
But that's good looking ahead. We also have upcoming next Thursday is our captain's elections. So for those of you watching, if you haven't nominated anybody yet, go ahead and do that. But right now we have a couple people nominated that have accepted their nominations. We've sort of changed things around where traditionally we've done captains. You get elected in the fall and you carry over until the summer of the following year. One of the changes that Hank instituted was captains are now spring to fall. So you're a full calendar year. So that way you get to see the new guys play, see where they fit in, and kind of have more of an understanding of who they are rather than starting in the fall where maybe if you're not the captain, you don't pay quite as much attention to like individual players and what their skills are like or what they're doing. I hope that our teammates would pay attention to those things, but sometimes you're so focused on yourself that you don't pay attention to those things. So that'll be good, but that's on Thursday. So that'll be a bit of a celebration and a fun time. I think we're going to go to Seventh Son to do that.
Oh, we are going? Okay.
We're going to do that. And we've changed it around this year. Rather than doing it at the field, we're going to be making it a big event. And the other big event that's upcoming for us, or there's two other big events coming up for us, which is our tournament, the Classic, which has been now reduced to 1 day rather than 2, which will be good to get all the games done in 1 day and kind of keep the continuity rather than having to go home, wake up in pain the next morning to play at 8 o'clock.
That was something we saw at Nashville was like that second day. It's just sparse of people who are not in any fit state to play. And then there's teams who half their players drop out and stuff, and then they find it difficult. So I'd rather just go have a longer day on the Saturday and then win the social. And then you got Sunday to recover.
And the squirrels have been a really big help in this. I know Alyssa and Morgan have been particularly helpful because they're the ones that I interact with the most. I know more of the squirrels have been helpful with that too. But the social plan is a bar crawl up and down 4th Avenue, which will be cool, starting at 7th Sun and working our way up and down the street, which will be good. Discounts at every single bar. And we're very excited to announce we have a co-sponsor for that event, which is called Bua, I believe, or Boa, which is an Irish whiskey of some kind that's from the area. So I'm very excited for that. I've actually never had their whiskey before, which I may go buy a bottle of it today to try it out, see what I think of it. But very excited for that.
Now you're legally allowed to drink. You're old enough.
25. Come on, it's rental car season. Now I'm old enough to rent a car and drive drunk in the rental car.
I won't do that.
I won't do that. But I can do that now if I wanted. That'll be good. We have teams traveling from all over the Midwest. Potentially a team coming up from Tennessee, which is exciting. The Tennessee Elites, which are kind of MLR feeder team. So they'll definitely be a strong side to enter into, but it'll be good competition for everybody. And then after that, sort of the thing that's been more so on our minds because we're more involved in it is the tour. We're headed down to Fort Lauderdale to play a game on that Saturday, but sit out at the beach and explore the city and stuff. I guess you may want to superimpose the pictures of the jerseys and stuff and help if we can sell them in time.
Amazingly designed jersey and resort shirts.
I agree.
Whoever designed them is a fucking genius.
Yeah, I'm pretty brilliant, I must say.
But hang on. And then, so guys, if we have only got a couple of days to get the orders in. But if you are not coming on tour and you want either of these things, definitely get your sizes and stuff into Ben, and we'll get them delivered before we go to tour. Mm-hmm. Guys who are on tour, obviously you don't have to pay; it's included in the tour price. But obviously get your size in as well, or else Thomas and me will make up a name and a number for you, and you'll get a triple XL. Unless you are triple XL, and then you get a small.
We'll do what we did or what happened to Ray, where he put in that yes, he wanted a jersey and typed the number 12 on his back, so it says yes, and then 12 below it. So I hope Ray continues that tradition by accident, and I would love to see what his jersey will say, because I think he's going on tour, isn't he?
Just no. Just no. It'll be a good laugh. I don't really know the full plan of the tour. I've been too busy.
So the plan is we're going to fly out on Thursday morning at 9, and we'll get there by midday, I imagine. I think it's only about an hour and a half or 2 hour flight to get there, which won't be bad. I think people probably kind of get settled into the hotel, and then we'll go walk to the beach or go get lunch somewhere and pedal around. And then Friday, we're still figuring out the final plans for that. But the talk is either to do go out on a pontoon boat or something with a captain and go kind of have a party boat, or we've also been exploring the option of not doing that and instead getting a cabana outside of one of the beach clubs and just having a beach day in a cabana and just always hanging out with a covered area, so you can go suntan if you want and go out and swim, or you can not do that if you are pale like myself. So Sam will melt, and we'll probably play some touch rugby on the beach and stuff like that. And then
a good bit of warming up. Running on the beach is always difficult. That's fun.
And then Saturday we've got our game against Fort Lauderdale, and then I imagine we'll obviously go to the social with them and probably go out that night, and then wake up Sunday and fly back to Columbus. So
I love a hungover flight.
It'll be a quick 4 days back. But
it'd be good though. It'd be good fun. Guys, if you're not signed up, new guys, talk to Ben or Thomas and get on that and get your money in as soon as possible, and we'll have a good. I think we've got like 20 guys or something ready to go. So
it's also going to be our first ever international tour. We've got people coming from Sweden to come play, and Kashmi is there, and he's supposedly supposed to be bringing some other people from Sweden to come play with us. There's other castaways that are coming from all over the country. Like we have MC who's coming from New York. I think there's maybe another castaway coming from Maine, or no, 2 castaways coming from Maine, and there's at least 1 castaway that I know that's in, I believe, Alabama that might make the travel out too to come play as well.
I did offer a place for the guy who's making jerseys. He's in Australia, but he's like, it's a little bit far.
Yeah. Also, I'm sure there's Australian beaches and Florida beaches, and
he's from England, so he doesn't.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
He's English. He's from my hometown, Upwell Rough. What else were we going to talk about today? Oh, another thing for next year's Six Nations, we're trying to get a group together, potentially to fly to Dublin, see the Ireland-England game, which is the first game of the Six Nations. Then head over to either England or Scotland to see the game the next weekend. So we would get 2 games of rugby, watching, and obviously trip and stuff. I think obviously flights and things are probably the biggest cost. We'll definitely be able to try and get tickets, and then I've been multiple times to Dublin and not had a ticket, and just been able to just go and find a really good bar, and it's almost as good. But if you're interested in that, let me and Thomas know, and we'll try and get numbers together for that. And obviously we're like 10 months out from it now, so we can start saving, because it will be expensive. Like flights will be $1,600 or something, and then tickets will be probably at least $200 per game.
Something like that.
So it will cost a lot of money, but it will be worth it. My dad will come.
That'll be good.
So
meet the man.
Yeah.
My only experience with your dad is him FaceTiming, and then
usually when he's drunk while Ireland have won.
Basically shitting on England.
Shitting on England. Yeah.
And then your Scottish brother-in-law that also shits on England.
Yeah, that's basically what they do.
But that'll be good, and I'm excited for that. I've only ever been to continental Europe. I've not been to Ireland or the UK before, so very excited for that. I've been definitely more excited about Ireland than I am about the UK.
Yeah, and if we can't make it all work, like if we just do a Dublin trip, like you can almost fly direct to Dublin, as in New York to Dublin is a really easy flight. It's just got to get to New York. But we'll make it happen. We just need to know how many people we're booking for and how many tickets we need to get, because that will be the tricky thing.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we really need to go over.
Tour.
I'm gonna check to see if I have anything else on my list real quick.
Castaways, classic, day and game.
That's just about it. Yeah.
Thomas's birthday. Miguel snoring like a
Dial-up
fucking
machine.
train. That'll be our outro this week. Is Miguel just the sound of him snoring?
That'll be rough. That'll be some ear poison.
Master Blaster try. We talked about a lot of stuff. We will try and also get this onto Spotify at some point so that we can listen to it. If anyone knows how to do that, please tell us.
It's not easy.
But other than that, I think we're good.
All right, we still don't have an outro.
We do. We have the Rhodes Park,
true.
All that kind of jazz. But yeah.
Well, hey, we practice every Tuesday and Thursday at Rhodes Park from 6 to 8 p.m. We're in the very far back field, so you just got to drive all the way on the newly paved roads / newly laid out gravel where there is still potholes, but all the way to the back of the fields. We'll be there again pretty much consecutively every single week until the end of fall. So spring, again, we have a couple of games which are a lot more friendly. Come summer, we do touch rugby Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is a lot more laid back. Not more laid back because guys still get rowdy, but a lot more laid back typically. And then the fall obviously picks up in June, July, or August. It just depends when the coach wants to start our kind of preseason planning. But that's ahead of us. We'll be, we go to we're trying to transition to Woodland's backyard on Thursdays from now on. So we're there on Thursdays now, and we'll be there after our game on Saturday and for the foreseeable future, which has been good. Yeah. Cool. Podcast ways out. I don't know. And now for Miguel, the snoring experience.
He sounded awful.